All right, today is October 28th, 2021, and welcome to the 2021 CNA annual meeting. Oh, can you see? Sorry. We are on technology, so if we have any hiccups, I'm just apologizing in advance for any of that. So whether you've been attending our annual meetings for years or this is your first one, we are glad you're here and welcome. My name is Christina Colby, and it has been my honor to serve as the board president of CNA for the last 2 years. Each year, we gather the members of our association for our annual meeting to review what's going on with the organization, set priorities for the forthcoming year, elect new board members, and learn how we can all get involved. We do have a pretty packed agenda tonight, and our plan is to adjourn at 7:30. We hope you can stay with us for the whole meeting. And there will be a special prize drawing at the end of the meeting, and you must be present to win. So that's a little hook to keep you here. So let's get started. Here at CNA, we envision a diverse neighborhood where all neighbors thrive. The mission of CNA is to empower neighbors through information, connections, and support to build the Creston community. And of course, we couldn't do this work without a dedicated team of amazing human beings who care about our neighborhood. So allow me to introduce the board. Again, I'm Christina. Ashley Landis is our vice president. Jim Howe is our treasurer. Rick Maycroft is our secretary. And our other board members are Stephen Draft Pepin, Dale Hotelling, and Andrew Wallstrom. We have an amazing team of staff. Megan Cruz is our executive director. Kimmy Spring is our community organizer. Carol Carr is our office coordinator. Brian Haystack coordinates our garden. And then we have 2 interns, Grace Cole and Aaron Williams. And we are a membership organization, and we have lots of members. We've really ramped our membership up this year. Last year on this slide, there was just 1 page, and this year there's 2. So thank you guys if you're brand new to us, welcome. So on this page, we have our members organized A through J by first name. So some of these are our annual members, our business members, our sustaining members. And slide number 2, K through Z. If you don't see your name on here and you think you're a member, it's possible that I screwed up, so I'm sorry about that. But maybe it's time for you to renew, and you can actually renew right now at crestongr.com/membership. A little bit later today, we will be voting or electing our new board members, and you do have to be a current member in order to vote. So now I'm actually going to pass the mic over to Kimmy. I'm very excited about this. We're bringing back the Volunteer of the Year. So Kimmy, without further ado, please go ahead. Kimmy, you're muted.
Gloria Cook earned the Volunteer of the Year award for her constant energy directed at talking with Creston neighbors and connecting them to important information and resources. She volunteers 3 days a week and is kind of our ambassador at the Necum Food Pantry. And she has knocked on close to 1,000 doors and has talked to many of those neighbors to find out things like whether they need anything, if they're interested in getting energy efficiency work done on their home, invite them to events like our disaster preparedness trainings. And her work, this type of work, talking with neighbors one-on-one, is the most effective way to both communicate information and have positive interaction that helps neighbors feel like they matter. You can't make people feel important with an email. And I challenge everyone to give it a try. Almost every one of the volunteers I have trained and have tried going door to door have come back and truly enjoyed the experience and felt like they were making a difference. Try it, you'll like it. Gloria is remarkably committed and has logged countless hours, so this award is totally appropriate. Congratulations, Gloria. But we're both hoping that more folks with the time and physical ability will be inspired by Gloria and volunteer with us to talk to neighbors at least one time. Try it, you like it. And I'm not sure who's up next, Christina, so you're going to have to introduce the next person.
Thank you, Kimmy, and congrats, Gloria. Thanks for all your hard work. So I'm going to pass it over to Megan Cruz now. She's going to talk about some of the successes we've had in this crazy year.
Yeah, we have been busy at CNA. So this meeting, our annual community engagement meeting, is an opportunity for neighbors to set priorities for the Creston Neighborhood Association's year to come. And while, you know, you see in your Zoom scroll gallery the faces of our staff and board members, we just really want to underscore that the work of the neighborhood organization is directed and owned by all of us. And so later in the evening, we'll have an opportunity again this year tonight for us to tell each other through a poll what we want to work on collectively. But for now, we're going to review what we have done in the past year. So 1 year ago, actually on the very day of our annual meeting, I had gotten word that we had received a very large grant from the Kent County CARES Act, CARES Act fund, to provide relief and school supplies to our neighborhood school families. So 1 year ago, if you remember, Grand Rapids Public Schools were virtual, and families were anticipating the option of sending kids to school 2 days a week for a hybrid schedule, which meant that in addition to still supporting their kids' education at home, they also had to be prepared for back to school at the same time. And so the grant that we received provided school supplies for at home and back to school learning for each child in 4 of our neighborhood public schools. And what this looked like was 3 books for each student at their grade level that they could keep at home for at-home reading, masks for the whole family to keep everybody safe, 3 uniform shirts in their size for when they went back to school, and school supplies to replenish each building's stores after they had sent school supplies home for virtual learning in the fall. So all told, we returned $120,000 of this grant directly into the Grand Rapids economy by patronizing local businesses to be able to purchase each of those items. And one business owner even told me when I saw her this fall, she said that that vending with them saved several people's jobs over the holiday season because our order gave them quite a bit of work to do. So this was just a really beautiful opportunity for neighbors to help neighbors. And when we received all the supplies in January of this year, we had 42 neighbors come out to Sunshine Church, which opened their doors for us to use their space for all these items. 42 neighbors volunteered to help put those packages together for the students and their schools. Another great thing that has happened in this past year is our community garden is going strong. 2 years ago, our community garden that's located behind our building at 205 Carrier was a dandelion farm. And it is now over 34 really productive plots that are used by residents, just residents of the neighborhood who don't have sunny garden spaces. They're used by residents of our building. If you're not familiar with CNA, we're located in an apartment building for seniors and people with disabilities. They're very small apartments, and so the outdoor space that our garden provides is really wonderful and valuable for them. It's also garden space for St. Alphonsus Food Pantry and for participants in Catherine's Health Center's Wise Women program. And this year we were excited to get a neighborhood match fund contract from the city of Grand Rapids to do 2 garden workshops This first was this past weekend on composting, which is a subject that had come up in our annual community engagement meetings in the past, as a subject folks wanted to learn about. And the second is coming up on November 6th about seed saving. And we are also going to be able to create 2 seed libraries that will be located, one here in our community garden and another at a community garden at the corner of Union and Page in the neighborhood. So if you're interested in that seed saving workshop coming up on the 6th, it's from 10 to 1, and you can email Brian Haystack to register for that. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. In public safety this year, we have focused on getting to know our neighbors, just concerns and needs in the wake of the pandemic. We have surveyed lots of neighbors through the door-to-door work that Kimmy described and at a few community events. And we surveyed on about 8 topics, and we've learned our neighbors' concerns. So those topics, we just kind of, we know what the hot button issues are right now, right? Public health, public safety, financial security, community police relationships. And what we've learned is that our neighbors are not well prepared for weather-related disasters, something like if the electricity went out. We've learned that our neighbors are really concerned about police-community relations. And we've learned that less of our neighbors are experiencing food insecurity or housing insecurity, but we know that for those who are experiencing those things, it is really, really important for them. So we've provided resources with each of those concerns. And out of what we learned, we organized 2 disaster preparedness trainings late this summer. Kimmy and our intern Erin Williams organized those. And 100% of the participants reported that they learned new things and that the training made them feel safer and more prepared for an emergency that might come up. Another thing that we've done in the category of public safety is cleaning storm drains. You'll notice that we have had this priority on environment-related safety. And so cleaning storm drains helps us reduce the risk of flood and keeps the water moving safely into the Grand River. And then the last thing I want to describe to you is maybe a little less exciting and interesting, but it really is quite a feat for us. And that is that we've made a lot of improvements to our internal administration of the neighborhood organization. And so we've made some really big changes to our financial management, just with processes and software. These have been big changes that have been pretty laborious, but they have also just made for so many efficiencies that have saved us a lot of time. And I want you to know that, because I want you to know that the resources that you invest when you give to the Creston Neighborhood Association, we're working really hard to make the most of that and to be efficient and smart with your trust in us. And we have a new staff person this year, not an unfamiliar face if you've been around, but a new staff person, Carol Carr, started as our office coordinator last year at the end of November. And that has just been, her presence and help has just been really wonderful and help us to achieve a lot of these goals. And then we've updated some of our policies also for improved management. So those are, maybe policies aren't that interesting, but they really, these are things that help us move along and to make the most of the resources that we have so that we can focus on doing a lot of great work in the community. So thank you for your trust in us, for being part of the neighborhood organization right along with us. It's been a great year, and we're really grateful for everybody who is involved. Okay, that is the end of my presentation for now. And next, we're going to hear from Tia Azell from one of our favorite community partners, Friends of Grand Rapids Parks.
Yes, thank you so much, Megan. Thank you for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. I am Tia Ezel. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator with Friends of Grand Rapids Parks. And someone feel free to give me the red flag. I'm going to do my best to stick to my time here and quickly go over our 2020-21 season, fill you in about some of the fun and exciting events and activities that we've done, and then give you a little preview on things we have coming up here. So this year I started in November last year, 2020. Things went off to a fast start. I believe that my friends team, we are the epitome of the phrase, many hands make light work. I mean, we are a team of 9, but we are mighty and strong. So the first thing that we were able to do in the 2021 year is our MGI tree planting initiative. That's our biggest tree planting that we have of the year. And this year we successfully planted 500 trees in the Plaster Creek community. We started within the park. That's where Mayor Bliss comes out with our volunteer group and all of the Friends members, community partners, and we plant trees together. We talk about things that we want to see change and happen in our community. And it's a great opportunity to connect and network. So if you are interested in that opportunity, I'll definitely leave our website and my email in the chat so that you are able to connect with us on that event. So for that part of that event happened in the spring, and then we just completed the second half in the second week of October. So that was really exciting. And then we started our summer series. So this summer was extremely busy. We did summer programming where we engaged with students and neighbors from Baxter Community Center. We spent 9 weeks at Joe Taylor Park, giving classes on tree care, outdoors, and just getting the kids outside and involved. I'm so grateful for this opportunity because it allows me to be creative and kind of do my own thing. So this year we took Friends in a different direction. We partnered with a group of community members to throw the One Piece Hip Hop Festival. If you're not familiar, it was held at a park called Campaw Park, right in the middle of Grand Rapids. It's named after one of the founding members of the city. We had an amazing time. The turnout was amazing. It was a family-friendly event, and it was just a really good way to see Friends of Grand Rapids Parks do something different and partner with community members in a new and amazing way. Another thing that we did, and a part of my role and my focus this year and many years to come, is to really look at our marginalized communities and see what we can do to fill in those gaps. If it's equipment, resources, what are the resources that we have at Friends that we can funnel to those neighbors and neighborhoods and make sure that they are having these opportunities to enjoy the outdoors. Grand Rapids has over 70 parks and outdoor spaces. So how can we get these community members that may not normally be outside and active? And part of the way we did that, we intentionally sought out community leaders in the Black and Brown community to join us in kayaking trips. So each week for about 2 to 3 months over the summer, we took groups of community leaders out kayaking on the Grand River. We started at Riverside Park, paddled all the way to 6th Street and back. And then we had a really nice social hour where we were able to kind of have meaningful discussions about community change and how we can work together to move the needle forward. So that was a pilot program. It's the first time that Friends has done that. And next year it will be bigger and better. Am I getting close to time? All right, I'll keep going here really fast. Ways that you can get involved with us. We have a wonderful Adopt a Park program. This year it was called Love Your Parks. If you're interested in adopting your local park, I believe there's Briggs Park, Coit Park. You can do that, and there really isn't a huge commitment. We just want you to kind of be the person in charge of that park by saying if you see anything wrong or if you want to do any beautification projects, planting of flowers, paintings, or cleanups, then we can help you get the supplies and coordinate and organize to do that. We also offer Green Your Block grants. So if you want to get people on your street or your block in your neighborhood together to plant a group of trees, then we do have a process, an application process that you can complete, and we will help you and assist you with the equipment and the trees to get a small group of trees on your block. And so that's a really short process. And to come, what we're doing also is, I'm sorry, just one moment, losing my notes here. We're always open to walk alongside you with any community-led events. So if you have things that are going on in your neighborhood park and you want some assistance with maybe how to navigate through the Office of Special Events, or you're not exactly sure who to contact to get equipment for certain projects and events that you want to have, we'd happily walk alongside you to get that process started and completed. And we love to, just hear about and support any type of events that you have coming up. One last thing, and I'll go ahead and finish up. Trek Park Trails is happening in November. We're hosting 4 different dates for guided hikes through trails in Grand Rapids. And I believe we're including Amon Park as one of our trail sites. It's going to be a really exciting adventure. We'll have a small tailgating event after each hike. And so if you're interested in participating in any of those, please visit our website, register. It's going to be an amazing time. I'm really looking forward to our next year and our next season. We really had a task of trying to do all these events and projects during COVID season. So I just want to send kudos out to my team at Friends. And if you have any questions for me, I'll go ahead and drop my email in the chat, or if you just want to get connected with Friends, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you. I hope that wasn't too much too fast.
No, it was awesome. Thank you, Tia, for all the information. We love Friends.
Yay!
We have the
Thank
best
you.
parks in Creston, and we love Friends.
Yes. Get in contact with us.
So next we have Lisa Knight. She's going to tell us about the City of Grand Rapids' brand new participatory budgeting project. It's pretty exciting, pretty progressive, and I'm excited to hear more about it. So let me just make sure she can unmute here. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be the one to try to get you guys back on time. So I'm really quick. I do voiceover, so I have to learn how to be really quick. So my name is Lisa Knight. I live in the 2nd Ward. I've been in the 2nd Ward for 30 plus years. I am currently one of the members of the Participatory Budgeting Committee, Steering Committee. And so what we have done is put together there's $2 million that is going to be invested in the City of Grand Rapids. Each ward will get a certain amount of money. This particular offering, there's a lot of information behind it, but anyone from the age of 13 on up can come up with an idea that they think would benefit their ward. There is a certain amount of money that each ward will get out of this $2 million. They'll be able to present their idea and get a little bit of help to help shape that idea. Then those ideas will go to voting, and the community will begin to vote on what these particular ideas are, and then they will be implemented in the particular wards. There's a lot more information, and I have given some flyers to Kimmy to pass out, but I can also get you guys more information. If you'd like to see or hear more about this, you can go to pbgr.org. That's pbgr.org and learn more about this particular event. I think it's going to be fantastic because we've been very intentional about making sure that it is done through an equitable lens, that the community has the voice and the community is leading this work. So we are in need of volunteers, people that can help do outreach and make sure that our communities know what's going on and how to get involved in this and how they can do some things to beautify our communities. There are a lot of different areas that they can choose from to create these ideas. So I think it'll be really great for young people as well as the rest of us to get engaged with community and do things that we think will impact our particular wards in a positive manner. So again, I didn't want to take too much of you all's time tonight. This is the flyer. I have a lot more flyers. We're trying to get all the information out to as many people as possible. The release came out in the GR news paper that came out yesterday. It went out to different news outlets yesterday. It also is available again online, and we have flyers and door hangers that we want to put out and make sure that people know what's going on. And I would not, you all don't know me, but you will soon. I am not the type of person that does stuff that really has no wings to it or no legs to it. So we want to make sure that it's something that's done that can be carried out, not just through this particular process, but in years to come, and that our community can really step up and show their power and their strength and their voice and do something that is proactive and that benefits our particular wards. So that's it for me. If you have any information or any questions, you can get my information from Kimmy. She knows how to contact me. Feel free to reach out to the pbgr.org online, and there's more information that's available. But we look forward to this coming out, being unveiled in the next month, and that people will be involved.
Thank you, Lisa. That's
Was
super
that good?
exciting.
I was
You're great.
Awesome.
I know I was really quick. Love it. I love it. Thank you all.
Yeah. That brings us to our board member election time. So again, this is, we're going to introduce the candidates who are going to be running for seats on the board. There's 5 seats open. We've got 4 candidates. Stephen, are you on here?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Board member Stephen Draft-Pepin is going to lead the election.
All right. I will try to remember how this went last year. So I think I believe we start with everyone gets an opportunity to introduce themselves, if I'm correct.
You're correct, and I get to go first.
All right. Let's start with Jim Howe.
I'm Jim Howe. I am currently on the board. I've been serving an appointed term. I am currently the board treasurer. You get to hear from me later too. I'm really excited. But I'm up. My term is up, and I'm running for re-election. I love Creston Neighborhood, and I love serving on the board of Creston Neighborhood Association. I love being a part of our neighborhood and being a part of the fun activities and great events that our neighborhood association does for our neighborhood. There's a couple of big things happening in the years coming up for CNA, so I want to still be involved. So I'm running again, and hopefully will continue to serve as one of your board members. And Katie's next. I could pass it off like that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Katie Lemkel, and I've lived in the Creston neighborhood for 6 years now. Currently, I am on the Fund and Development Committee. So I want to be a board member because I want to keep making these events happen for us so we can all come together. So I want to create these strong relationships with our sponsors so we can look forward to these events year after year. I think Jessica is after me.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Over the past year, I've only just barely dipped my toe into the CNA pool, but I'm ready to actually just dive headfirst into everything. I want to get involved. I want to be all up in your business, and I think it would be a lot of fun. I think I could bring a lot of creative problem solving to the board. Mother of 2, one who's on the spectrum. My husband's a maker. I am a big gardener. Just a homemaker otherwise. I'm going to pass it off to Greg.
Hello, I'm Greg Plyler. I started volunteering at Creston Neighborhood Association as a Calvin student. I've been living in the Creston neighborhood for the last few years. I really enjoyed it, helping out Kimmy and Megan in the office. And I look forward to having a bigger role in helping out the association. And hand it back to Stephen.
All right, great. Thanks, everyone. So I think now we're going to have a poll that we get to go ahead and elect. And here we are.
So you know that's my wife logged in as me. I'm not thanking myself in the chat, just so everybody's aware. You can rename yourself by clicking the three dots. If Ella James Howe wants to do that, you go for that.
So we're gonna keep the poll open for just a couple more seconds. I mean. All right, Stephen, what do you say?
All right. Okay, so now am I the only one that's seen the results? Is that how this works? Or does everyone see the results?
Only the hosts can see the results.
Okay.
So you can tell us if all of our candidates have been elected.
So I believe this was 4 candidates for 5 positions, if I'm correct. So my understanding of the rules is if everyone received at least 1 vote, they are all elected, and that is true. So congratulations, Greg, Jessica, Katie, and Jim. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the board, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, you know, our board members or our board meetings are public. Anyone is welcome to attend. We usually meet the 4th Thursday, although we do meet the 3rd Thursday in November and December. So we'll have information about that on our website. So anyone is welcome to attend a board meeting. You do not have to be a board member. It's a great way to kind of learn more about what CNA is doing and meet some special guests and things like that. So if that's of interest to you, you are invited. All right, so now we're going to take a couple minutes and share about our committees. We have a few active committees, and I'm actually going to start right away with Living Green in Creston. So some of you guys are familiar with Living Green in Creston. This is a photo here of one of our plant exchanges. They're pretty popular. We do 2 of them a year now. We also do various educational events. We've done things about bees and native plants and recycling. Our plans for 2022 include restoring a butterfly garden at Briggs Park. We'll probably be doing some invasive species removal, maybe at Huff Park, maybe with friends, we don't know. And then we'd like to also do some educational events, but a lot of that is TBD. We will need volunteers, and if any of these things sound up your alley, you are definitely welcome to join the Living Green in Creston committee. We typically meet on the 2nd Tuesday of each month at 6:30. If you are interested in joining the committee, I'm going to put a link down in the chat in a second where you can just go on our website and say, I'd like to join a committee. And then we will reach out to you and send you those invites. And next we have Ashley. She's going to talk about our land use committee.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Landis, and I am the board vice president, as well as a member of our land use committee. I actually started getting involved with CNA on the land use committee. So I got involved with that committee before I became a member of the board. The reason why I joined the land use committee was because I was a nosy neighbor, and I think all of us on the committee identify as that. We like to know what's going on, and it's a great way to get plugged in on the happenings in the neighborhood. So the purpose of the land use committee is for neighbors to take the lead in shaping the future of the community. We have developers, business owners, and different people come and present to our committee once a month about different things that they would like to bring to the neighborhood. They might need a variance from the city, or they might have to go in front of the planning commission to get approval for certain things. And we're kind of the first step. So they need to run it by the neighborhood before they go to the city. We always provide feedback to the developers. We get to voice our opinions, and we get to take all the community voices with us. So at these meetings, like this annual meeting, and when we get information from you all about what you want to see in the neighborhood, we get to then tell the developers that, you know, people would like more bike racks, people would like more of this. And it does shape their designs and their developments. So it's a really cool committee. You get to be super involved. You get to see your impact in the community. And a lot of times you get to know things before everybody else does. So I think I think Megan or Christina put a link to the join in the comments. And you can reach out to any of us. A lot of us on the board are part of the land use committee as well. So feel free to reach out to any of us with questions.
And now Kimmy is going to speak about our Climate Chaos Committee.
Actually, I think I'm going to take point on that. Kimmy.
Jessica's going to speak about our Climate Chaos Committee. I'm so sorry about
Yeah.
that. Yay.
No, cool. The Climate Chaos Committee formed back in December of 2020, which is rather new. It's an advocacy and education committee. They've taken advocacy efforts directed at the Energy Committee in the State House in Lansing, where a lot of bills are kind of stuck in that red tape limbo. And if we could actually sort of push them through or help them push them through, it would actually allow a lot of Michiganders to utilize solar for not just community projects, but for homes and small businesses. And I don't know, but show of hands, I think it would be kind of awesome, yeah, to have that on the roof of the CNA. And that would not only just help the CNA with clean and probably cheaper energy, but also all the low income residents up above as well. So currently it's actually not legal to have community solar, and I feel like that's kind of a crime. I feel like it's a crime that it's not actually legal. Only 1% of homeowners and small businesses actually are allowed to use solar through consumers' energy. Now, I'm not saying they're the enemy or anything like that. I'm not putting that out in the world, but that needs to change. Creston has been playing a little bit of a leadership role with the GR Climate Coalition. It's made up of 60 businesses, organizations, faith and religious institutions. The coalition has been pushing the city of Grand Rapids and all of our fun legislators to take a leadership role in making GR carbon neutral by 2030. And I mean, we've been able to push it a little bit, but I feel like it's just not quite far enough, and we could go a little bit farther. The committee also helps determine priorities for the coalition, for the GR Climate Coalition, and we could use more participation, which would be great. More participation from neighbors like all of y'all. The next effort will be submitting comments to the Michigan Public Service Commission regarding the Consumers Energy Integrated Resource Plan. And I know all of your eyes just glazed over when I said that, but I think they're probably using those words for a reason to sort of hide things. You know, again, just putting that out there. That will outline the utilities and long-range plans for delivering electricity to its residential and business customers in Michigan. Now, we normally meet on Zoom the first Thursday of each month. The next one is on November 4th from 6:30 to 7:30. If you're interested, please put your name and email in the chat. You can also reach us. I think we're on the Creston. Yep, we're on the Creston website. It's is it CrestonGR.com or is it grcreston.com? I can never remember.
CrestonGR.com.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. And now I'm going to pass it over to Carol Carr with the Events and Fund Development.
Thank you. I'm Carol Carr. I'm on staff with CNA. I'm the office coordinator and also the chair of the Fund Development Committee. The Fund Development Committee is charged with raising all of our non-grant related funds throughout the year, which comes to about $53,000 a year that we're charged with raising. We do that in a number of different ways. We have several events throughout the year. We obviously reach out to all of you to become members and make gifts to CNA throughout the year. We also have a pretty robust sponsorship program and some really, really amazing business sponsors in the neighborhood. So each year, this committee sets our fund development plan for the year. We monitor it throughout the year. We plan the events. We plan the different membership drives that happen throughout the year. We like to connect with our neighbors as well as our sponsors and reaching out to new sponsors. So it's a great way for anyone to get involved in CNA. Whatever your skill set is, we can make use of it. Whether you like planning events, working at events, just connecting with neighbors, if you have great individual and business connections in the neighborhood, or you just want to do the work that makes CNA possible. So by all means, if you are interested in any of this, we'd love to have you join our committee. We like to think it's a lot of fun, and you know, we're pretty malleable. We're able to pivot throughout the year. I know some of you have been familiar with Art Bash and our garden tour and some of our bigger events. With COVID, we got to throw in some other fun things like Creston Bingo. And so there's a lot of opportunities for anyone who's interested in getting involved. So we'd love to have you. With that, I will turn it over to Jim, and he will give you the financial report and talk about our overall financials.
That's right. And I am really excited this year to talk about our CNA financials report, because if you look at the pie charts, to me, they look so beautiful. Our top one up there is our income. And this year, I am super excited that our funding sources have increased beyond mostly grants to include a large percentage of our funding coming from membership and from our fundraisers and donations this year. It's really amazing when our neighbors come behind CNA and the work that CNA is doing to help us move forward. Grants can come and go, but the work of CNA continues. So every year we try our best to get different funding methods, but when we have the rock of our neighbors that come back through and support us, it really helps our organization to grow and continue to move forward. And especially this year, we have had so many community partners step up to come alongside CNA and partner with CNA for the amazing work in our neighborhood. So I am thrilled for our income chart to look like that, to be as diverse of funding sources as it is. Next year, we plan to increase the number of grants we get. So we also need to increase our membership and our fundraisers in order to stay in line with this type of setup. So look forward to hearing from us in many different ways about how you and others could be a part of our neighborhood. In the bottom portion here, we have our expenses. This year, we were able to spend 67% on our programs and only 10% on our fundraising too. And if you were to see last year's chart, for example, the grants made up about 86% of our funding sources. So very little spent in fundraising in order to grow that fundraising bucket up top, as well as our membership and also our donations. So we're excited as we continue the work of CNA, we're excited to continue to hear from the neighborhood as well as partner with the neighborhood, not just in revenue, but also in work and in ways we can reach out. So I'll turn it over to Megan, who's gonna talk a little bit about that.
Thank you. I just want to note, Christina, I'm not seeing the poll for this part in the.
I got it, don't worry. When it's ready, tell me.
Great. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have to say we really do miss being able to have this event in person. And there is just no substitute for being able to say hello when we see each other in person at this meeting, and noticing somebody in the room who's like, oh, I see them walk their dog, and look here, we're both here, active Creston neighbors. That is a really big loss. But we want to make sure that even though this format can feel a lot like us talking to, one person talking to everyone else, that we have an opportunity to gather neighbor feedback, because it really, really does direct our work, the work that we all do together throughout the year. So we have a poll that is centered around 3 different areas. One is public safety and crime prevention, and then environment, both sort of like things that we all as neighbors can take action on individually, and then things that we can do collectively, like some collective advocacy, and then the final one being land use. One thing we haven't mentioned yet tonight is that we are anticipating the City of Grand Rapids Master Plan, which should begin in 2022. And that is an incredibly important policy document that the city creates through lots of community engagement to create sort of a blueprint for how development will be encouraged in the next 20 years. So it's a massive effort to get a lot of really good community engagement, and it is a document that's really important for a long time. Now, you may remember, if you've been involved for a while, that we have really wanted to have an area specific plan for Creston that is sort of like a footnote to the master plan, or like a spotlight on our neighborhood, to specifically say what kind of development do we want in our neighborhood. We have not had one of those. And so the plan currently is that the city will help us create an area specific plan alongside the master plan when that gets going in 2022. So, so the feedback that you provide on the topic of land use will help get us started as we anticipate that work next year. And then please do, if any of the issues that you're reading about there on the poll are of interest to you, to get involved, don't hesitate to reach out through the website link that's been posted earlier in the chat, to contact us and let us know you're interested.
Megan, how much longer do you want this going on? And do you want me to play the music?
Play the music.
Okay, we didn't test this, so I don't know if it's gonna even work, but we're gonna try.
Okay, thank you. Thank you guys, that we've had great participation. Thank you so much. I will leave the poll open just for another second or two in case you'd like. And then we can take questions. Are there any questions?
I think if anyone has a question, they should be able to raise their hand and then we can unmute you.
There was one that popped up in the chat.
Oh. Oh, Jackie.
Hi. Yeah, hi, everyone.
Hi, Jackie. So you're wondering where public health was in the poll because it wasn't there.
Right. And it hasn't been in the past, but when Megan opened our meeting this evening, then she stated that neighbors had been polled by Kimmy and others, and that public health and public safety, and then the rest of the list were of concern to the neighbors. And I just wondered where public health went.
Yeah, so it was an option in the poll to click COVID response and public health. in
Oh,
under
Where was it?
public safety concerns.
Oh, under safety concerns.
Mhm.
Oh,
And yeah, so when we've surveyed neighbors, we have asked specifically about concerns around the pandemic and vaccine access. And Kimmy, do you want to speak to how you might characterize the response you've gotten?
Sure. I'm just trying to get myself back. I had a little issue. We have been going around with the survey for almost the past, 8 months? And we try, we make sure that people have access to resources if they have not been vaccinated and they want to be. And now we're swinging into booster shots and that kind of information. So we've been doing it pretty consistently.
And then when you were talking with neighbors, was that primarily their concern was the COVID prevention?
No, it really wasn't. People were kind of very clear, like, I've gotten vaccinated or I don't want to. And we provided information, even if they needed a ride, I put my cell phone number on the flyer.
Nice.
And I'm willing to drive someone there. So, I mean, we just are providing information and resources if people want them.
Okay, so just a comment that public health really made me all excited when Megan mentioned it this evening. And we're just, the North End Wellness Coalition is always looking for ways to support the work of the neighborhood to make sure that residents are indeed healthy in all ways, not just in terms of vaccination. And we have
we have promoted and published things about suicide prevention and, getting more information. And we've been pretty comprehensive, I think, Jacqueline.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we want to support and integrate with that effort as much as we possibly can.
Of course. And I use information that you send out all the time.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
Jackie, since you're here, I do want to acknowledge you and the North End Wellness Coalition for adding all those benches on Plainfield Ave. If anyone has seen those, it was the coalition who helped get that together, along the pathways. If you guys have seen those maps of the walking paths right here in our neighborhood. So that's some of the work that the North End Coalition has done, North End Wellness Coalition. And I just included a link to their website in our chat. So if you guys are not familiar, please click on that, check them out and get familiar, because they are definitely an asset to have here in Creston.
Thank you.
If there's no more questions, then I think that we can actually turn it over to Jim to do the prize drawing. Oh, I should have had a drum roll sound effect queued up. I'm gonna see. All right. Jim?
We're going, I'm getting my crowd here. All right.
Why don't you tell us what the prize is?
So this year, Creston Neighborhood Association, we're working on putting together boxes of items that we come from Creston to sell as a fundraiser this year. So the winner tonight is getting the prototype box of the goodies that we will be giving out. So inside the box is a raspberry jam from Cellar Door Preserves. Cellar Door is over on Leonard. There is a seed packet from Mandy's business. I forget the name. I apologize.
Native Plantscapes.
Native Plantscapes. And then there is lip balm from Aberdeen Apiary. And there is a tea towel from Lisa's Price Company, Goody something, good something. There's
Art Goodies.
Art Goodies.
Art Goodies, there it is. inside the boxes. So this year we plan to compile all these together, and we're gonna have about 50 of them up for sale through CNA. So you'll see posts about that. So it's a great way to pick up something and a gift for either a family member or someone that's new to the neighborhood, or someone that was in the neighborhood who has left the neighborhood, as a little reminder of home for them. So we will be posting about them when they're available. So with me tonight, I have Oscar and Sophie. Let's lower the camera because they're down here and turn it this way. So Oscar will be our drawer of the name. Go ahead, pick one out. You want to pick me? Did you pick me? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, and Sophie's gonna be the name. Angela Schmidt is our winner tonight. If she's still here.
Hey!
Yeah, we only lost. We are having. Oh, I don't see her.
You must be present
He
to
has to be
win.
present.
I was gonna
She's
say
not
we
on.
only lost
She's-
one person.
She's here. I just saw her. She might be on Tim's Zoom.
Oh
Oh,
no.
did she leave?
Oh, I don't know. She might have just signed off.
Oh no.
And it's not even 7:30.
Might have lost her.
We'll draw again. If she doesn't come back in a minute, then during the drawing, we'll have to go with someone else.
Draw again, draw again.
All right,
Is
here
what
we
I'm
go.
reading here.
No, we got that one. All right, draw a new one. Go ahead, pick a new one. There you go.
It says Jason Thomas.
Jason Thomas. And he's here. All right, Jason. So we will bring this box over to CNA. So you can pick it up from there if you just email with Megan or Kimmy for a time in which they're there for you to swing by and grab it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. I look forward to buying those boxes myself. So very cool. Well, that's a wrap, you guys. I promised by 7:30 we'd be done, and it's 7:29. So thank you so much for attending the 2021 annual meeting and participating in our polls and welcoming our new board members, and just for being here and being good neighbors in our awesome neighborhood. So with that, I will say good night. Definitely check out our website. All our information is on there. Oh, and that email, board@crestongr.com, is a good email to use to reach whoever you need to reach. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you again, and bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for
See you soon.
coming.